Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the tangle Evergreen Candle from CZT Tomas Padros. It's an interesting tangle, and I think it must have been, I think it was the last one of the year. Because she on Tangle Patterns. So if you've not subscribed to Tangle Patterns, by the way, do that. It's such a great resource, and I know I have not purchased my I guess it'd be 2024 guide. She puts out a guide, which is basically the little thumbnails that you see. And that what's neat is on that PDF, you can click on that, whatever tangle you want, and it'll take you right to it, which is really that is a lot of work. And so, and I use Linda's Tangle Patterns so much, and I always want to support her. So, besides just a shout out, I'm gonna go do that today. And I always try to throw a little something extra in there because you can. And like I said, because it's a lot of work, and she's been doing it for a long time, so I want to make sure to support her. And but yeah, it's like I said, yeah. As I was looking at that, and I'm like, oh, there's some tangles that I haven't done on that banner that scrolls across now. And because I was doing that as I'm doing this, because I was just looking at it, I better remember what they were. Okay, Evergreen Candle. This was one that I was just like, I don't know. I don't know. Then I just said, let's just do it. Okay, so I am. This one, it's interesting because it's kind of, let's just call it a straight-ish line that goes into kind of a C shape. So let me just start here. Yeah, do I want to start there? Sure I do. I'm just going to go right from the edge. So a line, and however long you want to draw it. And I'm going to say, I don't know that it has to be straight. So if you have the jiggly hand issue, just go with whatever happens. Because if we're thinking of count, and this is part of why I was hesitating, because it's like, well, we have a lot of other tangles, and that's where my head goes, that are named after something, and it kind of looks like it. Yes, it is inspired by it and all that. So my head goes through these gyrations. But anyway, so drawing a line, I forgot where I was going with that. And then come out a little bit from that line and then back in. So it's almost like we're drawing a hook. I was also thinking, I might try this. Maybe I'm going to be daring. If we did it, you really do have to start from the top, though, because I was thinking it kind of looks like an upside down question mark. And let's just see. So you could just put a little line to get you started, and then do a question mark. Actually, I like this. I was having trouble doing this, but I don't know. This is one of those where it's like I'm not. My hand is not settled in how I want to do this. So one thing I think that we want to sort of keep in mind is kind of hollow-bowing the straight line that comes. Now, too, you can just do a little like that. And they look like noses to me, and I'm sorry. I said it out loud. I usually don't say that, and I wait to see what you put in the comments. But if you see something else, tell me so I can get that out of my head. But I mean, I think we want to keep that, or at a very minimum, having it go this way out would be good. But like I said, different lengths, whatever shape ends up coming out, just go with it. It's all okay, right? So you're just going to work your way down the space that you want this in. And then on the flip side, and I'm going to make this a bit wide, I think, so I can put in the little extra things. Well, no, I'm going to do it however wide it's going to end up. All right. And this one, let's just start it. We'll do one right off the bat. And I'm thinking kind of making it so it's not even with these, but not necessarily alternating them. It could just be, okay. It could just be, this is, when I do this side, I end up with this. But it's okay, there's some fixes. The other thought, well, no, either way, it's not gonna matter. And that's where I was thinking, whatever, if it ends up going anyway, anywhere, if you can have it go out, because you could think of it, like a structure that goes out at the end, flares out maybe, versus one that gets narrower at the end. All right, and then I'm just going to finish it off like that. That is essentially the tangle. So it's just making these hook shapes, in varied positions. And then too, it could be varied lengths coming in. And then the play and shade part is where we can kind of adjust things as needed. So where's the one I didn't like? Could do this. Let's see. I need to look at his for inspiration. And that's why I put it on there, because you'll see a bit, well, that and Linda's, you see where he kind of goes back and thickens some things. I'm going to look there. Doesn't matter, because we could add, a little bit of rounding, because I want to round that off a little bit like that. Actually, you could redefine that whole outside. Oh, it could. Well, because if I'm thinking drips. Oh, see, that one really has the real. Could it? No, it's not. It's going to pour out. It's not going to. I was thinking doing like this over here. It's not going to do that. But you know what? And then this is the trick, right? Is wherever you make an adjustment, just do it to everything. So that way it doesn't look like, oh, right there is where she went south. Nobody else needs to know. But adding that weight really, really helps. Could also, what I said, I added well, I took some of these out, but one of the things that I notice on Tomas's is he's added some weight underneath, besides, bringing some of these out a little bit more. So if you weren't happy with a curve or something, you can. But yeah, a little bit of rounding. Well, this is kind of doing it like here. It could be like the beginnings of a shadowy type of thing. Okay, I haven't used this phrase in a long time because it just struck me. The reason why I was hesitating on this is like, oh, this is getting to be a little bit too much like art. That was always our test, my friends and I, as we were playing with Zentangle, and if it just got a little bit too complicated, it was like, well, this is just a little bit too much like art, so we're gonna pass on this one. All right, now something else that Tomas adds, so you could have this, and it is really neat. But inside here, if you want, you could add some more. And I think I'm going to start off with, let's just do like some just little C shapes here and there, maybe like this at angles. I think I might just leave it like that. But he has somewhere it's almost, this shape in there. And then two, we could thicken it a little bit. I was thinking right at, like the center like that, but I should have grabbed my what this is, a 01, my 005 or something thinner to do that. But look it. It still turns out just fine. All right. I am here to prove that whatever happens, happens, and it's all good. And sometimes I find myself having to not look at something or, just keep trudging along. And then sometimes you have to just take a break from it because we're so uber focused on, every minute detail, right? Because it's small and we're drawing it with a small pen, just that alone. And sometimes just taking a break from looking at it. I would do this, cover it up and not look at it for a few seconds, or flip it over or whatever, and then come back and have the well, who did that moment? And it's just, like I said, it's remarkable. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some shading too, some graphite on the underside of those places and under here, because it, it just kind of helps. Oh, and well, let's do this first, because I'm thinking if this is kind of a candle, we might, to make it round, oh, maybe just on the straight-ish lines in between. Ooh, we'll try that. But let's do this first, because I did it first, because the other was an afterthought. I share this stuff because I don't want to fool you and think that I'm like, I have all this down. So much of it is like, oh, there's an idea. Oh, wait, no, there's an idea. And just to go with it. If you have those moments. Look at that. Okay, so let's try. I'm sorry, I get too excited. And because I come from, well, there's art background in my family, but it did not land on me. And that is why I am just forever enamored by things like the shading and things like, oh my gosh, if somebody said, oh, draw that without the instructions, here, do this. Okay, no, and it's just, so that's, if this is the first time you've watched me, that's why I marvel at it. It's just so amazing. And that is even cooler. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm glad that I talked myself into trying this one. If you have a tangle that looks like it's going to be a nemesis or something, just do it. Just do it. And if and it's always fine. You might discover that you come up with something else. I don't know how many, that would be a really good, okay, so I'm saying it here so that I can say it out loud and remind myself. That would be a really neat thing to put together. Maybe I'll call it the Oopsie Catalog, the occasional opportunities presented suddenly book. So it's like, wait, because sometimes I'll tell you, well, when I was trying this one, it didn't quite work out. And then this happened. And that, okay. Somebody, Joanne, keep me to it. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please click the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. Also, in the description section below the links to the step outs, you will find my link tree, and that has links to everything. So if you, my website, which desperately needs some work, hopefully in this new year, at the time of this recording, it's just New Year's Day. We'll get that off, at least working. I don't know that it will ever get off the list, but there's some things that I really, really want to do with it. And hopefully we'll get that accomplished soon. But so you'll find that. If you're interested in classes, you'll find links to where you can follow me for those. Just by the way, I do a lot of free ones. Thursdays, well, today is Wednesday. Actually at the time of this recording, when I put it out, it will be early Thursday. So Thursdays, Tangle Time. It's just an hour. I do it twice a day, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. my time, Eastern time. But if you follow me on any of the links to follow, then it should translate it into whatever your time zone is. But they're free. I take a tangle or two. We have a lot of fun, and a lot of laughter, a lot of fun. It's the best escape room for whatever is on your mind or what's ailing you or whatever. It's super great people and amazing results. We have so much fun. All right. And then I have other ones on Tuesdays that generally have a fee, except for the third Tuesday, which is Tough Tangle Tuesday. That's usually where I share Tomas Padros tangles. But this one was pretty good. Not as, I don't know why I was thinking, but yeah, something of it in my brain just went, "Ah, I don't know about that one." So I'm glad I tried it. Yeah, so check out the link tree. And what else? Oh, and if you happen to be on Facebook, these same people that are on these classes, we laugh and joke and have a lot of fun, are for the most part in our Tangle Addicts community group on Facebook. Actually, I know some that they're like, I don't really do Facebook, but you do it. You go on there. You don't have to look at anything else. Just come and have fun with us. It makes it like 24/7 Tangle Addict heaven. So again, come and join us one way or the other, and it will be lovely. All right, so with that, thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year, and I wish you happy tangling.